In times when it's hard to find out whether a device is a fitness tracker or a smartwatch, Xiaomi bring in the Smart Band 8 Pro, and it might be a lot better than you think. So let's inspect. This, my dear friends, they call a fitness tracker. Believe it or not, given the size of the display and stuff, I mean, Xiaomi would have called this a smartwatch a couple of years ago. Now it's called a fitness tracker. And yes, in many ways, it's similar to a true smartwatch, but in other ways, not as close. This, my dear friends, is the newest member of the famous Mi Band series. It's called Xiaomi Smart Band 8, the global version, and I'm really excited to share with you everything that it can do, everything that it cannot do, and all the things that are not quite right about it, so let's dive into it. Price-wise, Xiaomi nail it. $69 for the global version for a quasi-smartwatch with an inbuilt GPS. That's simply great. Samsung should be worried because their Galaxy Fit Generation 3 trails behind it, especially about the hardware. In the meantime, Huawei Band series remain a reasonable alternative. If you want to wear a similar US branded model, you may have to pay twice more than that, though. Unboxing feels no different to what you would get from the old Smart Band Pro edition. A lot of the interesting specs are to be seen on the box, and wow, that's a really big display. Build quality feels surprisingly nice, too. If you follow the release cycles of smartwatches on a regular basis, this might look quite familiar, and it does. There are a bunch of undeniable similarities to Redmi Watch 4. Looks like a smaller version of it. Even the straps are compatible between both, so now you have even more options for different colors, textures and styles. The specs of Band 8 Pro are also quite intriguing. It comes with a smartwatch-like size of the screen, uses AMOLED technology, supports auto brightness and is protected by Gorilla Glass 3. The processor inside is the famous Apollo 3.5 by Ambic. There are HR and pulse oximeter sensors to monitor your health. There's inbuilt GPS, Bluetooth 5.3, battery capacity of 289 mAh, and the band is of course waterproof. With so many good specifications, I think we can easily say that the Band 8 Pro very much matches the performance and the features of some smartwatches in the sub-$150 category, and I think the similarities to the famous Redmi Watch 4 are undeniable. It looks like Redmi Watch 4 Lite edition. Even the SoC inside, it's the Apollo 3.5, well, a very relevant one. Is going to provide excellent performance given the screen size. I can't really say anything about the exact models of the health tracking sensors on the inside. However, I can talk a lot about the results provided. My personal opinion is that the current design of the tiles and all the bits of the UI are class-leading. Sadly, there is no physical or capacitive button, and I have to admit, I sort of miss such one. On the other hand, being entirely touch-based means that Xiaomi Smart Band 8 Pro is the perfect one regardless on which hand you're going to wear it. The interface is easy to get used to. Swiping gestures are the fastest for system navigation. A swipe down opens the notifications area. There is no way to respond to any of these notifications at this point of time, quite unfortunately. I'm not even sure whether it's going to be enabled via a software update. Keep in mind that the system on a chip inside is rather outdated. I feel that the major strength of the design are these beautiful cards. They simply look amazing and are well customizable from within the smartphone app. It's more or less the same kind of experience that you would get with Redmi Watch 4. Weirdly, the latter one claims to run HyperOS already, while inside Mi Band 8 Pro, there's nothing specific yet. Regardless, both are based on RTOS, a very lightweight Linux-based operating system that most similar trackers use, and that's the reason you can't really go for greater amounts of hardware or the ability to install and run more complex apps, such as Google Maps or similar. Yeah, the amount of available apps is kind of predefined. Unless Xiaomi decide to release new ones via a firmware update, or you may alternatively install a watch face, bringing in some specific features. But keep your expectations at reasonable levels. And while smartness and flexibility in terms of features is not Band 8 Pro's greatest strength, the battery endurance per charge certainly is. If you have an Apple Watch or a Wear OS device, How often do you charge? Once per day? Maybe once every 2 days if you're really good about preserving battery? Well, Band 8 Pro, with all the health tracking features on, a 30-minute GPS-backed workout and always-on display would need about 15% per day, meaning that with heavy use, it's gonna last around a week. Without AOD and with less frequent health data readouts, this easily converts into a 2-week journey, and with some creativity, you can make it last close to 3. Really fantastic! If you care about accuracy, I do have some input about it as well. Since there are both accelerometer and gyroscope, steps tracking is excellent. The heart rate data seems to be pretty good as well, and it very accurately represents the intensity of the last few workouts that I've had. Sleep tracking is in most cases pretty accurate, however you wouldn't get this nice fancy graph as what we get with the Redmi Watch 4, for instance. However, accuracy is there most times. For example, in this particular case, I woke up because it was heavily raining, and I recalled that I've left a box with books outside, so I had to bring it in, and I was awake for about 5 minutes, which was very well detected. However, in some situations where I'm awake for less than a minute, it's not really being noted down. You can measure stress levels too, but oxygen saturation is being measured as well, meaning that it has everything that really matters about health tracking in 2024. There is no ECG or blood pressure measuring option, but if there's a brand promising any of this within a budget lower than $200, it's either a scam or more of a gimmick. The area which gave me some mixed feelings is for sure the sports tracking. On one side, there are so many different tracked workouts, and the GPS signal locks really quickly should you need it, and if you listen to music, which is streamed by your phone, you still have the control via the tracker, and the details are wow. I mean, this comes close to some Garmin sports watches, and Mi Band 8 Pro still costs a fraction of this. But the lack of a hardware button is sometimes irritating. Sure, you can keep the display always on, but there's nothing easier and more natural than a physical button that can let you pause or mark a lap or a section. Doing sports usually means a lot of physical strength involved, often resulting into sweaty hands, or some types of workouts where you have to use gloves, or maybe other reasons which kind of make me lean towards the presence for having a physical button. With that excluded, kudos to the team for adding so many details inside the smartphone app about workouts. Besides that, many of them can be further customized, and you can mark different laps, sections, pace, and so on. It's remarkable to be seen for such a budget-friendly solution. And despite all of these tons of goodies, I'm still able to recognize some disadvantages: the lack of a hardware button as a starter, there is no NFC for contactless payments, and the inability to respond to notifications. The rest, I feel, is pretty good. So, Xiaomi Smart Band 8 Pro, which is the right for you in case you want a smartwatch which is not classified as a smartwatch. And I know it sounds very confusing, but it very well reflects the current condition of the smart wearables market, where it's nowadays very difficult to decide what is a fitness tracker, what is a feature watch, what is a smartwatch, and some people say that the true smartwatches are those based on the Apple Watch operating system or on Wear OS, whereas others are perfectly happy with their feature watches that you have to recharge once per week or even sometimes one per month. So overall, this is an excellent solution should you want always on display, excellent looking screen, and of course the ability to track workouts with the inbuilt GPS. Is it really a Pro version? Well, to me, I don't know, I would call it a Pro only if I can do contactless payments and have an NFC implementation inside, which in this case we don't see, but still an excellent attempt by Xiaomi at an amazing price, which is meaning that it outperforms everything in this price niche and is significantly better than a bit more expensive trackers, such as those models coming from Garmin, Fitbit, and Samsung. So that's my take on Xiaomi Smart Band 8 Pro. Should you have any questions about it? Shoot in the comment section below the video, where you're also welcome to share about your opinion. And thank you very much for watching this episode. Would be great if you can support my work here by subbing to the channel, giving me a like, or probably using any of the links I'm gonna post in the video description area. I'm the Tech Mishka. I thank you very much for watching this video till the end and hope to see you in the next one. Enjoy your day. Bye.